What is up, guys? I'm Rick, always raiding Cactus, and today we are going to be showcasing the best weapons, the best supers, and the best exotics that you can use to absolutely melt Atheon, the final boss of the new Vault of Glass raid. And this is all glitch-free. Glitches get patched, and if they do, you're gonna have to know this stuff anyways. This is just the highest DPS strategies that are available to finish off this final boss. And so, let's get started. And right off the bat, let's talk about the most common meta choices in terms of loadouts for weaponry. So firstly, you're going to be using the Anarchy Exotic Heavy Grenade Launcher, and you're combining that with at least a few people running the Breach and Clear mod. This is going to provide a debuff to Atheon for your entire team, as well as the tick damage from your Anarchy is going to add up. From there, you're using some sort of primary weapon, and then you're probably using a powerful sniper rifle, something like the Secession, something like the Aikilo sniper. There's any number of great sniper rifles. However, because you're using a sniper rifle and Atheon moves around so much, one person is almost always going to be using the Divinity Trace Rifle to make the crit around Atheon's kind of belly much larger and much easier to land those sniper shots. If you use this, you're going to probably 2-phase, maybe 3-phase Atheon pretty consistently. But when we get supers involved and when we start doubling down in certain types of supers, we can have some very interesting results. So the first thing I wanted to try is the Star Eater Scales. These are the brand new exotic boots for the Hunter. And Bungie was so concerned about these boots that they actually disabled it during the day one race. So of course, these have got to be absolutely cracked, right? Well, let's try it out. We had a bunch of hunters using the Star Eaters and then Bottom Tree Golden Gun. Now, when you combine these two things, it actually does more damage than a Celestial Nighthawk Golden Gun. And because you get all 3 shots, if you land all 3 precision shots on Atheon, that produces 2 orbs per shot for 6 orbs total, so it's really easy to get a bunch of golden guns in just one damage phase, and you will see that happen in the background gameplay, which is a really powerful aspect of using this build. However, I was somewhat surprised by how little damage we were doing against Atheon. We got him definitely below half, and it ended up being a pretty easy 2-phase, and this is pretty consistent for doing a decent amount of damage, but I don't understand why these were banned considering our results. Now, of course, we did have to have one person running well so we weren't all killed when we were DPSing from that middle platform. And this also allows the person with the relic to be using Golden Gun because you can drop the relic, get a Golden Gun off, and pick it back up within the right time frame before it despawns. Additionally, our Warlock was still using a Divinity just so we could more frequently land those precision Golden Gun shots on that bigger crit. So overall, decent damage, but I've seen better. And speaking of better, let's move on here. So, if Star Eaters aren't able to do it, what about the Titan side of things? Their superpower went up dramatically when they got the Cuirass of the Falling Star. This makes your Thunder Crash do significantly more damage. So we switched everyone to Cuirass plus Thunder Crash, except we did have one Bubble Titan, and that's because Weapons of Light seems to buff your super damage, as well as the orbs produced within the bubble are really significant in letting you get a second Thunder Crash off. If you didn't have that, it would be extremely close, or you might miss that second Thunder Crash. And guys, like the first run we tried with this, holy crap, you can see by the end, we nearly 1-phased Atheon. Like that is just a sliver of health remaining, and upon wiping to check damage, as you can see, we all did well over 1 million damage, and we had a couple people like lagging behind. Now, Potato is the guy using the bubble, so of course he was able to up his damage by switching to better weapons, but he wasn't Thunder Crashing with us. But we were testing this like quite a few times, and multiple times we got that same exact result where we brought him to just barely any health remaining, and we would wipe and like someone always screwed up. Now, maybe it's just the people I play with. No, I'm just kidding. The real reason is because you can absolutely get a one phase with Thunder Crashes from what you're seeing here, but one phases against Atheon are more about luck and RNG than anything else. If the wrong person gets randomly teleported, for example, if our Bubble Titan gets teleported, then he's not there to put down that bubble at the very beginning and people are missing out on DPS, right? Or if you come through the bubble weird or there's a little bit of a delay, that can screw you up. And Atheon's also moving around like crazy the entire time. So there's just some inherent inconsistencies to this encounter that makes a one phase, while still very possible, again, a lot about luck, like who gets teleported, where Atheon is moving, glitches, all of that stuff. So this is still a super promising strategy. Again, looking at the numbers, if we did land all those Thunder Crashes, we would have that one phase, no problem. And this is absolutely one of the most brain dead strats I've ever seen. Everyone just meets in the middle, you press the super button, you smash Atheon, you go back, do some DPS with your weaponry until your super recharges, and then you just smash Atheon again, and you basically have the option to one phase him. Incredibly powerful, and so much more powerful than the Star Eater scales for whatever reason, and also you don't need to rely on a divinity to actually land headshots and all of that stuff. So this is absolutely a strategy I would highly recommend for people. If you're running Titan, the Cuirass plus Thunder Crash is phenomenal. Not to mention, it's also over in a split second. Like I said, you can get your super off and then you still have time to DPS with weapons. So stuff like the Geomags plus Chaos Reach, that's something that's fallen out of favor with us because it takes so dang long, and in total you're doing about the same, if not less damage than the Thunder Crash. So overall, something that has fallen off, whereas Thunder Crash has gone up in value for us massively. But moving on from there, the next thing I wanted to test out is when you have Time's Vengeance, it's not just your super that recharges much faster, your abilities also do. That includes your grenades. So I wanted to combine a bunch of weapons, especially here the easy one is the Salvenger's Salvo. If you put on Demolitionist and then combine that with Vorpal Weapon, it has spike grenades, you're doing a pretty substantial amount of damage. And then what you can do is what you kind of see us do. You stand and you throw a grenade and then shoot your weapon, and then throw a grenade and then shoot your weapon. And you're kind of canceling and negating the need for a reload by doing this. And I'm using a rocket launcher with Demolitionist as well, and you will see the fire rate pretty substantially increase, but your grenades don't recharge like that fast, so it does cause some definite issues, and there seems to be a little bit of a delay. Like if you shoot your weapon and then throw a grenade right after, sometimes it seems to not trigger Demolitionist, especially if you've like already done it before, and that slight cooldown messes up your timing. And overall, even though we were able to do about half health with Atheon just doing this, and maybe there is a legitimate strategy here if you perfect the grenade throwing a little bit better, I feel like some of the other things we showed are definitely better. Moving on from there, let's go away from supers so much and talk about the weapon strategy. What if you are not using a sniper rifle and instead you're using double slug shotguns, similar to the final boss of the Deep Stone Crypt? Well, we tried this and had pretty fantastic results. So this is definitely going to be harder to set up. You're not able to DPS from that middle platform. You have to DPS from kind of a corner, as you can see right here. And when you have a well, you absolutely need to be using the Lunafaction boots, which are going to extend your range substantially so you can actually deal damage with your shotgun, even when Atheon is kind of moving around in the middle of this arena. But if you do that and combine it with a divinity to get those easy precision shots, slug shotguns, especially if you are doing the quick draw glitch, which I'm not doing in solidarity with my console brothers, but still, like, that outputs a significant amount of damage, much more so than a sniper rifle DPSing from the middle platform. Not to mention, if you're here, you can still throw in some Thunder Crashes and you'll see us do that. And again, this is absolutely capable of getting a one phase. We were very close, but again, it's all about that RNG. You rely so much on that Lunafaction well. If that guy gets teleported in, he's going to be late no matter what happens getting to the position to start the damage phase, and without the Lunafaction well, your shotguns are pretty useless. So again, it really relies on the stars aligning, but still, even if that does go wrong, you're capable of almost one phasing or even getting to one phase. So this is a huge amount of damage if you don't like DPSing with snipers and you don't have some good, super stuff. This is absolutely a strategy you should consider. And so guys, that is it for the video. Definitely slug shotguns seem to be the play over long range and sniper rifles if you can set it up and have that Lunafaction well, and as many thunder crashes with cuirass as you can fit onto the team. Those seem to be absolutely fantastic for DPS as well. And so guys, hope you enjoyed and found this informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That's linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.